Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be making WICKET the EWOK from Return of the Jedi. I've made loads of Star Wars characters already, but this is one that's been on my to-do list for a really long time. So I start with 2mm aluminium wire. I just feed it into a couple of holes in a block of wood and then twist the wire around itself to make this simple kind of shape, just as a basic starting point. I noticed I had a bit of polystyrene foam, so I was able to cut a couple of shapes for the head and the main body. Polystyrene or foam is really easy to shape, so it's worth saving any that you get in packages. This bit that I'm using today was just some backing texture for a reptile enclosure. Okay, next I covered everything with some aluminium foil just to get the main overall form of my Ewok. This doesn't have to be perfect in any way, it can be quite loose. It really is just to get the main sort of basic shape. Later on I'm going to be using a product called MILLIPUT over the top of this, so everything can be refined at that stage. I'm going to be using silver grey MILLIPUT for this project because it's such a bright colour it shows up all of the details really well. If you haven't used MILLIPUT before, it's a two-part putty. You mix the two parts together in equal amounts and it sets rock hard at room temperature in about 4 hours. The main reason that I love it is obviously because it's so strong once it's set, but also I don't have to cook it in an oven. Okay, I know he's not looking like an Ewok yet, but this is just with a very basic coat of Milliput. So just to cover up all of the aluminium foil, and it gives it the solid kind of shape straight away, and then I can work on top of this. I love this stage because it's a really fast thing to do. You don't worry about any of the pit marks or anything like that. Right, next I started working on his face, and you can see the eyes were just a ball of Milliput that I had already that had hardened. That's just the standard colour of Milliput. I just sawed that ball of Milliput in half, and you can see that gave me two domes that I could use for his eyes. I just stuck those in place with some super glue. Then I've sculpted his nose, and I've sculpted his lips and his teeth. Obviously Ewoks are very hairy, and I wanted to start with the hairs on his face, give him this really kind of bushy looking face. It's quite a bit of work doing this, but what you're doing is rolling kind of thin sausages of milliput, putting one on at a time, and then just pressing into it with various sculpting tools. I've got a particular sculpting tool that I like to use that's got a bit of a sort of blade-like appearance to it, and you can press in all of those lines and grooves using that kind of tool. Next I decided to sculpt his toes and his feet, and also the fur around his feet and going up onto his lower legs, and you can see the texture is really quite straightforward to do. Again, just use more like a blade like sculpting tool and just pull it through the milliput while it's soft, and you just drag all those kind of lines for the hairs. Next I added more milliput to his head just to make it a little bit taller, and then I sculpted a couple of ears. Now at the moment the ears look really quite long. That's because obviously he's got his hood and everything that's got to be put on later, and that's just again gives the basic shape of the ears. I'll have to do all the hair on the ears later as well. Okay, then you can see I started sculpting all the hair and fur over his arm and his main sort of belly area. Also, the base I want to cover with texture that looks a bit like moss. So this is just a case of putting some milliput onto the base and then pushing into it over and over again with a ball stylus tool. Gives a really great mossy effect. Okay, for his hands I almost messed up and did 3 fingers and a thumb, but Ewoks only have 2 fingers and a thumb, so luckily I noticed in time and managed to sort that out. But they're quite chunky kind of fingers and thumbs, and obviously press in the nail effect as well. You can see way more moss I've added there. I'm going to fill all the gaps, but I want to get different levels of moss so that it forms quite a nice kind of blanket effect over the base. Next, because the hands were looking pretty bare, I wanted to sculpt the fur effect over those, and I think that looks much better with a bit of texture over. And I can't wait at this point to kind of paint him because that will make it look even furrier and even better. I also decided on the base to make a little kind of hollow where the spear is going to go. And then I made the spear. The spear was pretty cool, pretty good fun to do. I just had a piece of wire first, and then I pushed the milliput over this piece of wire, sculpted in some grooves to give a kind of wood effect, and then I just made the little flint piece for the spearhead, and then a little bit of kind of string that goes around the top, and I think that looks pretty cool. Right, the hood was probably the hardest bit to do, really, just because you're having to make the milliput into like a very thin, flat sheet. Obviously, I removed the spear while I was adding the hood, and then put the spear back on afterwards. But you can see I've gone into quite a lot of detail. I've put in all of the sort of rope and little bits of string and things on the top of the hood, and I think that's looking pretty nice. Again, I'm really looking forward to painting that and making it look like a sort of leather texture. I don't know if you noticed, but I've also added some fur onto the edges of his ears. That was quite fiddly to do. Like, you basically again make sort of sausages of milliput, put them around the edge of the ear, kind of smooth them onto the ear, and then add the little ridges and things again with a very flat modelling tool. You can see on the base I've filled in all of the gaps, so it's all kind of complete now, ready for painting. But I've given it that moss texture over the whole thing. I'll turn him around here so you can see the back of his cape, and you can see all the stitching that I put in around. That was really fiddly. Like, I had to make holes all the way around the edges, and then I had to make the individual kind of bits of string to go from one hole to another hole. But I think you'll agree it was worth doing because it adds a really, really nice little kind of fine detail to him. Obviously, I'm mainly working from images of Wicket the Ewok from Return of the Jedi, but I'm also very conscious of things like the little Kenner Star Wars Wicket that I had when I was a kid. I want a sort of combination of both. Right, for the first stage in the painting process, I painted the whole of him black. This is a really good idea because it means that you're getting dark into all the deepest places all over your whole model. I'm going to be using System 3 acrylic paints for all of the painting stages on this whole figure. Notice that I obviously removed the spear and I'm painting the spear separately, and then I'll stick it on at the very end. Just makes painting the whole of his body and everything a lot easier if it's not in the way. Right, I don't know if you'll see much of a difference on your screen, but for this next painting stage, I just made a very dark brown by mixing together emerald green and cadmium red and a tiny bit of black. So it's a really dark brown, and it's, yeah, just dry brushed over all of the top surface. So you can still see black in all of the deepest grooves and everything, but hopefully you can see like a dark brown over the top. Like I say, you might only just be able to pick it up on your screens, but it is there and it does make a difference. If you haven't done dry brushing before, you basically just put some paint on your paintbrush and then you rub it on some paper towel, like kitchen paper, until it's almost dry, and then you're just dusting it over the top surface. So here on his hood, for example, you can see I've taken a reddish brown. So I've mixed a bit of yellow ochre in with my previous dark brown, and then a bit more of the cadmium red, and that gives it this slightly reddish orange effect, and I dry brushed that over the top. I've then come in with an even brighter version, so a little bit more yellow ochre, a little bit more cadmium red, dusted that over the top, and the hood now really starts to kind of show up more, and it starts to look pretty leathery. But you've got to do the dry brushing, otherwise you won't be able to leave all of those darker places so that it looks like folds and, you know, little kind of dents and dimples all over the place. Next, I began the initial stages on his face. So that just meant dry brushing a kind of a slightly cream colour over his hairy kind of places. And then I did some reddish colours. It's like a maroon colour. So cadmium red mixed with a bit of black for his eyes, his nose and his mouth. Then you can see I've gone back into the hairy places with some white added to the cream colour, and that really kind of starts it to kind of show up more. Before it was looking a little bit kind of faded, but now it starts to show up. Okay, here I've gone even brighter into his face. You'll notice like each time I go brighter, all I'm doing really is adding a little bit more white to the colour I had originally. What you can also do is once you've dry brushed it, you can really water down the same colour so it's like really quite wet, and then you can rub that into some of the gaps and things, and that ties it all together. You can see I've gone in with some brown and I've just dry brushed that over the top of the fur. So that's starting to bring out the fur textures a lot more. Again, I can keep going brighter and brighter with different fur colours until I'm happy with it, but I build it up very gradually. I also did a highlight on his lips, and that's working pretty well. That again is just with a sort of creamy colour. Okay, now I've done the flint on the top here of his spear. That was just using grey and then white added to the grey for the brighter colours. More texture on the rope on his spear. You can see his face is really showing up better because I've lightened all of the red areas. I've done his eyes. They're showing up a little bit brighter as well. I've gone in with just pure white, but very light dry brushing on the face and the ears. I think he's turned out pretty well. I've gone in with a lot of brighter oranges on the cloak, and that's really kind of brought that out. On the moss, I went in with a dark green to start with, and then I've gone in with various greens, going right through to quite a bright sap green on the top. And I think that gives a range of colours, and that's really effective. With his hands and his feet, I used yellow ochre mixed with white, and that's really brought out so it looks like a skin colour compared to the fur. Sort of separates it from the fur. That's really nice. On his head, I actually ended up dry brushing quite a bit of white and onto the edges of his ears and things especially, and that's brought that out. I'll pick it up here so that you can get an idea of the size that he is. On the inside of the ears, I've put like a flesh colour. I think that works quite well. On the ropes and string and things on his hood, I just used again yellow ochre mixed with white, similar to what I've used on his hands and his feet, and that's brought that out nicely. On the fur, I've used quite a lot of different browns and things, but I added quite a bit of white on the front of his belly area, and that kind of brought that out. And I think you'll agree his tummy now looks a bit separate from the rest of him, and that works really nicely. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If it's inspired any of you enough to go out and make your own Ewok, let me know in the comments, because I love to hear when people end up doing some of my sculpts just because they've been inspired by the one that I've done. I'd like to thank MILLIPUT for sponsoring this channel. I'm able to make a lot more figures than I would be able to if they didn't sponsor this channel, so great big thanks to them. Hit subscribe if you want to see anything that I post in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.